I do want to feel positive about myself though one day. Like, alright, you did it.
Now stay strong.
Nothing's wrong with you. You okay to walk this earth. You're not a bad person. You're not someone who's fucking it up. I'm just curious on the man that I'm gonna become.
April 2025. For the first time in years, NBA Youngboy is free. No ankle monitor. No house arrest. No judges watching his every move. He just finished a MASA Tour, a chaotic, emotional, unpredictable run that shocked the industry. But behind the lights and sold-out crowds, something darker was happening. Because freedom didn't fix everything. If anything, it exposed a truth he's been hiding for years. This is the untold story of Youngboy after the tour. The demons he still fights, the pressure he can't escape, and the real price of freedom. The courtroom doors closed behind him. December 2024. After years of legal battles, federal charges, house arrests in Utah, and an ankle monitor that tracked his every step, Kentrell Deshaun Gaulden walks out a free man. The internet explodes. Fans flood social media with celebration posts, crying emojis, freedom captions. But Youngboy, he's silent. No Instagram posts. No celebration. No victory lap. For most people, freedom means starting over. For Youngboy, it meant confronting everything he'd been running from. He spent years isolated in Utah, trapped inside a mansion, making music but unable to live. The world kept spinning without him. Beefs escalated. Rivals taunted him. Fans debated whether he'd ever come back. And when he finally stepped outside, the weight didn't lift. It got heavier. Because freedom isn't just about leaving a cage. It's about figuring out who you are once the bars are gone. February 2025. The announcement drops like a bomb. NBA Youngboy is going on tour. The MASA Tour. Nobody expected it. For years, people assumed Youngboy would never tour again. Too dangerous. Too unpredictable. Too many enemies. But he did it anyway. City after city. Sold out arenas. Crowds screaming every word. Energy so raw it felt like the walls would collapse. Backstage though, different story. Between sets, Youngboy sits alone. Quiet. Reflective. The chaos around him. Security, managers, crew. But he's somewhere else mentally. Fans capture moments on their phones. Youngboy looking exhausted. Staring into nothing. Pacing backstage like a man trapped in his own mind. On stage, he gives everything. Pure emotion. Raw pain. Unfiltered truth. Off stage, he disappears. The tour becomes legendary. Not just for the music, but for what it represents. A man fighting to prove he's still standing. A man trying to reconcile fame with peace. A man who traded one prison for another. And the industry notices. Comments flood in. Other rappers post clips. The culture realizes Youngboy is different now. Scarred, evolved, dangerous in a new way. But the tour ends, and then comes the silence. Baton Rouge never left him. The violence, the losses, the funerals, the paranoia. Youngboy grew up in a war zone. By 16, he'd seen more death than most people see in a lifetime. Friends murdered, family members gone, enemies lurking around every corner. And fame didn't protect him. It made him a bigger target. Arrested multiple times. Shot at, chased, watched by federal agents. Every move scrutinized. Every post analyzed. Every word twisted into evidence. Even now, free from the courts, he's not free from the trauma. He talks about it in his music. The sleepless nights. The constant looking over his shoulder. The feeling that peace is just an illusion. Because when you've lived that life, freedom doesn't erase it. It just gives you space to feel it all over again. And the beefs? They never stopped. Rivals still mention his name. Still throw shots. Still test him. And Youngboy, he responds. Not always with words. Sometimes with silence. Sometimes with music. Sometimes with cryptic posts that send the internet into a frenzy. He carries all of it. The past. The present. The future. And it's crushing him. But something shifted after the MASA Tour. Youngboy started changing. Not just his music. His mindset. He stopped responding to every provocation. Started posting about growth. About his kids. About finding peace. Fatherhood became central to his identity. He speaks about his children constantly. about wanting to break generational curses, about giving them the life he never had. His music evolved too, deeper, more introspective, less about flexing, more about reflecting. He experiments with different sounds, collaborates with unexpected artists, pushes boundaries. But here's the conflict. The world still sees him as the wild, reckless young boy from 2018, the one who couldn't be controlled, the one who thrived in chaos. And part of him still is that person, because you can't just flip a switch. You can't erase years of conditioning, trauma, and survival instincts. So he exists in this liminal space, trying to evolve while being pulled back into past, trying to find peace while the world demands chaos, trying to be a father while the streets still call his name, and it's tearing him apart. NBA Youngboy is one of the most streamed rappers alive. Billions of views, millions of fans, chart-topping albums. But he rarely does interviews. He disappears for months at a time. He deletes social media posts, stays silent, vanishes. Why? Because fame for him isn't freedom, it's surveillance. Every word he says gets dissected. Every post becomes a headline. Every move gets judged. He watches other rappers chase fame, do interviews, play the game, and he wants no part of it. Not because he's arrogant, but because he's exhausted. The internet misunderstands him constantly. They call him difficult, uncooperative, stubborn. But what they don't see is the emotional toll, the pressure being constantly watched, the paranoia of wondering who's really loyal, the weight of knowing that one mistake could send him back to prison. So he isolates, not out of ego, out of survival, because in his mind, the less they know, the safer he is. The less he says, the less they can use against him. But isolation has its own cost. It feeds the loneliness, the disconnection, the feeling that nobody truly understands. And that's the prison he can't escape. The MASA Tour ends. The crowds go home. The lights dim. And Youngboy is left with one question. What now? 2024 bleeds into 2025. He posts sporadically. Cryptic messages, studio clips, glimpses into his life. He talks about new music, new projects, new goals. But there's something else in his posts. Something unspoken. A restlessness, an uncertainty. Like a man who fought for freedom, and now doesn't know what to do with it. He hints at albums, teases releases, gets fans hyped, and then silence. November 28th, 2025. The date arrives. The internet buzzes. Fans refresh streaming platforms. Speculation runs wild. But the album, the long-anticipated project, the one everyone expected, never drops. No explanation, no announcement, no apology. Just nothing. And the mystery deepens. Was it label issues? Creative differences? Personal reasons? Or something darker? Because with Youngboy, nothing is ever simple. Every move is calculated. Every silence is intentional. Maybe the album wasn't ready. Maybe he wasn't ready. Or maybe freedom showed him something he wasn't prepared to face. That no amount of success can fill the void. That no amount of music can heal the wounds. That no amount of fame can bring back what he lost. And so he retreats again, back into the shadows, back into the silence, leaving fans to wonder, is he okay? Is he done? Is he just beginning? How do you find peace when chaos is all you've ever known? How do you move forward when the past refuses to let go? For NBA Youngboy, these aren't rhetorical questions. They're the reality he wakes up to every single day. He's free from the courts, free from the ankle monitor, free from the walls. But the prison in his mind, that one's still locked. And maybe that's the real story. Not the comeback, not the tour, not the music, but the battle nobody sees. The one he fights alone, every single day. The price of freedom? It's everything.